metrosexual. He fell in love with public transport. He broke conversation in taxi cabs to finger the beads below him. He wet train schedules with his sleeves. He trespassed yellow lines. He longed for emergency buttons. Even as a schoolboy, he recalled delight in the jingle of coins at constant fare. Alone on top decks, haloed by a number, he howled sweet nothings to the plastic skeleton. Paris, Tokyo, London, Milan, he cried, refusing a retreat to the back. One night, a Volvo ambushed him in the parking lot foliage. The license plate were inauspicious by calendar. He is taken to fidgeting with keys now, keeping lunch in the glove compartment. Yet on business, he purchases first-class tickets, frequent flyer. He whistles in lounges, and he pops his silver peanuts, hoping for the glorious, higher surrender of the inevitable crash.
My final poem is for Lim Chin Siong, who was the leader of the Barisan Social, have been the one in power if things had been different back in the 60s. He lived from 1933 to 1996. And yeah, he was the biggest threat, I suppose, that LKY faced back in those days. On history, for Lim Chin Siong, 1933 to 1996. Outside the prison, a radiant young man opens his hands and releases a dove. Someone has draped a garland round his neck. The weight is reassuring, like a comrade's arm. The bird is a little flustered by its freedom, swooping in unsteady arches before it soars into the sky and alights onto a branch. The young man doesn't have the time to contemplate its flight. There is a lot to do, new shifts to balance. Things are happening so fast in his country that they drown out the white thrashing of wings. This only resurfaces years later, after more pain and prison pushes him off his country and his flashing political days end for good. In his London exile, the boxes of fruit and vegetables he sells each day calm him with their abundance. The people in the Bayswater grocery keep mispronouncing his name, so in the end they call him George. A new name helps him forget the way his country peeled from his eyes as his airplane took off. Sometimes he thinks of another man, the long-faced one with a Cambridge accent and tiny eyes. The one they called visionary because he spent his whole life forcing gold gloves onto the digits he ruled so they would not clench in the fists. Now he hears that the government has decided to put public money into bird feed, giving them so much to eat that they no longer sing at twilight or move their fattened wings.
Agnes, when you bring home a boy, the house itself conspires to be difficult. The key will not turn in its lock. The lamp switch will hide herself in the shadow. Even the body is disobedient. Your hand will spill refrigerated milk. Your foot will creak, united annoyance with floorboards. Only hope you may trust the essentials. The mattress, the cock, the medicine cabinet. These few allies upon a venture into alien space. The mansion of the other. His clean chambers, electric reflexes, unfamiliar furniture of delight. No turning back now. Disappear like a doorbell on an empty home. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next writer is Chan Su Wei, who is, Su Wei, are your kids ready? Okay, the reason why I'm referring to the kids is because Chan Su Wei, who is a civil servant with the, am I allowed to say this? Who is a civil servant with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has written a short play, which was at one time staged by the SRT Young Company, and they're here to do a little performance. So Wei, do you want to give an introduction?
Sure, just a little introduction. This is a short play that was devised with the SRT Young Company last year. It's called The Story of a Short Life. It was actually conceived as an educational and awareness project about teen depression and suicide and how people around them, surrounding them in the school community, can learn to better understand and support these problems. But what we're presenting tonight is an excerpt which comes from the protagonist's blog. So if you join me to welcome tonight some of the young company members, Sophie, Kai, Amanda, and Lisa.
I dream many nights that I wake up and come to school. I have no time for breakfast.
I forget my homework, fall asleep in class, wake up and watch the most beautiful person in the room.
She, perfect, breezes through everything. The only person who really talks to me.
Well, my teacher is disappointed.
Her eyes say I'll never make it.
I wheeze, but can't finish my 2.4 run.
Can't pull out my socks.
I realized that there was a test to study for that I forgot.
You, and you were all there, though you didn't see me. I wish I wasn't here.
But
it begins again with assembly.
School. Now that the national anthem is sung and the pledge pledged, I have some terribly sad news for you. She was a quiet girl who excelled in playing the piano and playing the fool. I thought she just wanted attention. For once in her life, she has succeeded now. She has all the attention of the school, of the country. We now know that she existed, even if we never wanted to. We cannot escape her face now, her haircut, her CCAs, and how many brothers and sisters she had. So after 5 attempts, she finally got something right. How thoughtless, how naive. She will never grow old to learn that it doesn't pay. Since I can't think of anything else to say, we will have 60 seconds of silence.
In my next dream, Mrs. K said, "School. Now that the national anthem is sung and the pledge pledged, I have some terribly sad news for you. We have a schoolmate among us. We had a schoolmate among us who was a nice girl. We shall miss her. She was found quiet, orderly, sufficient in her grades, and unremarkable in her ways. You may have noticed her absence in the last few days. She was found yesterday, clean. She was found in the shower, and they say her lips were slightly green, clean except for the blood that spilled and congealed. In her final wishes in a letter, she said that she would like her ashes spread here in this school. So here they are. We will have 60 seconds of silence.
It's different from day to day, but always I die. What jokes would I tell from my coffin? There aren't many suicide jokes. I looked for them on Google. The internet is full of jokes, right? I went searching, suicide joke. The only one I found goes like this. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present our protagonist, a well-endowed blonde. She goes to the A&E, her left index finger is missing its tip and bleeding profusely.
The doctor asked.
What happened?
Well, I was trying to commit suicide.
Really?
Gasped the doctor.
By shooting your finger?
Oh no, it happened like this. My boyfriend left me and I was so desperate that I wanted to end my miserable, stupid existence. I went out and got a gun. First, I put the barrel of the revolver in my mouth. I was about to pull the trigger. Then I remembered, wait, I paid $10,000 for my teeth to be straightened and whitened. I can't shoot myself there. Next, I pointed to my chest. But
Then I remembered that I paid $20,000 for my breast enhancements.